Thank you, sir. All right, everybody hit okay and agrees. Now you know we live and in tune, so no one act a fool. Right, we're recording, so we watching. But yo, if y'all excited for tonight's call, like I am, I want you to go ahead and start spreading some gratitude in the chat. What are you guys thankful for? Are you thankful for the community that we got a part of tonight, right? Money Heist running for just over a year strong now. Are you guys grateful that we can come and learn from some of the greatest minds in the industry of day trading that I am, or just the industry itself has to offer, right? Oh, Jordan, I'm thankful for you too, big guy. Right? Are we grateful, family, that we can really come together and act a fool on Money Heist? This is not something, as you can see, some formal, prim and proper educational platform. This is for the people who are in the trenches, not for the people who want it, but for the people who need this, right? And for tonight, yo, Kev, if you ready, I'm ready, bro, because I need this. I got my pen ready. I got my notebook ready. Shit, I even got my roommate ready. Like, yo, tonight's going to be something so dope and so special. So, yo, I'm going to go ahead and shut the hell up. And my boy, my brother, my goat, yo, the man who really just changed my paradigm when we met in West Palm. First, he believed in me, had me run a Money Heist call with him for Prime way back in the day. Then we met in West Palm. Then we honestly were just running around Miami for a little bit. Like, yo, this is my brother, my guy, my guru, one who really instilled the belief in me that the world is yours and everything in it. So are you gonna go get it? So like, yo, I'm gonna shut up, Kev, my brother, my goat, my guru. If you ready, bro, let's go ahead and get it. Nah, Poppy, wait, it's better. No, we can't hear you. The AirPod, yeah, no, your mic unmuted, but I can't hear you talking. No. There we go. Wait, yeah, we good. We live.
Can you hear me? Okay, bet. It was the right AirPod. It wasn't the left AirPod. Yo, what's good, family? Happy and grateful to be here, ready to serve. Yo, Caesar, just giving it back to you for running it up for, over a year. Money Heist has been live, keeping it alive. Yo, we live. So, family, today we're about to go deep into charts. Really, I like to do chart work. That's all we're here for. But Caesar, is there anything you wanted to talk about first before we dive into the charts? Any mindset, anything?
Baby boy, this is your show. I'm just here to edify and shut up. Nah, I'm good, bro. I'll pick up where you leave off, but please, the floor is yours, Poppy.
Bet. They said chart work. All right, family, we're gonna go straight into the sauce. It might be a little loud, but just try to tune that out. We're focused right now. We're tapped in. Everybody tapped in. If guys, okay, first play, we're already active in this trade right now. I'm just gonna go over what I saw, and why we got into this trade opportunity right here. So we're going straight into the sauce. No games. We're here to get paid. So we're gonna go right into it. All right. So family, first trade we got that we are active in. If you're in that exclusive group chat, then I mean, you're exclusive. If you're not, then I'm sorry. But anyways, family, we're actually gonna take it from the 1 hour and then kind of scale ourselves in. So 1 hour time frame, we're pretty bearish, as we can see. I'm not gonna lie, we're making lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and then right here we made a lower high, but we didn't really print a new lower low. So right away, that tells us that bullish pressure is not there, because if it was, then this play would have gave us that super bearish move. So right away we see we're not that bearish. We're going to dive in deeper, go into the 15-minute right away. And I mean, I'm only calling this play out right now just because I do see a re-entry. And then, we're going to get paid. So right away, I mean, the way I'm looking at it, we have this structure here where we made a low, lower high. This is our lower low right here, right? So if we look directly left, we have liquidity that was swept by this candle here. And again, guys, I want this to be a little bit more interactive. So I am going to be looking at the chat. So if you have any questions, if I go too fast, go ahead and stop me and I'll go ahead and explain a little bit more. But I mean, looking at the overall trend, you can see right away, I mean, I love the fib. So what I do is basically fib it out. When in doubt, fib it out. My go-to zones are always going to be that 78, 88, 6. Those are like fucking legendary. If you know, you know. Scaling in, I mean, entry was originally like right here. We actually waited a little bit more. So if you want to plug in, go into your chart because this is exactly the range that we're going to be playing with. So we have, where's my little mark here? We have this low that was printed, and then we have this high right here that was printed. So we have a very good range to fuck with. Sorry, to play with. Like I said, 78, 88, 6 is always my go-to entry. So I'm already active within this trade. If you're looking at the way it's playing out and you know market structure, we again have a counter trend. So a high, low, and then we're kind of just within this range here. So what can we do now? Pretty much what we could do now is identify the last push down before we popped off to the upside, and then we could see a potential re-entry within here if she doesn't just pop. Because we are in this, I'm not sure who's active. Yo, who's in the group chat and who's active in the trade? Let me know who's active in the trade. I know RJ's active because he said trust Kevin. I mean, yo, yeah, we active on that. So anyways, I'm looking for a re-entry anywhere within this candle here. And then just a little play for you guys. I would take it anywhere within there. We're gonna keep our stop loss safe, and we're gonna put it right there at 190. Hold on one second. I don't know where. 190. I like to round my numbers just to the zero. So we have this trade opportunity that could come through for potential take profits. I mean, it's really easy. We look for liquidity. We have liquidity that is resting right here. The reason for that is, I mean, look at it. You know, we have liquidity. We did kind of play off that imbalance within here, but we didn't make a new low. So if we were going to continue this downtrend, it would make sense if we did break structure to continue this low. But as we didn't, you know, we're looking for the other side. We switched sides pretty fast. So take profit. Again, if you're going to enter that trade for a 1 to 6, it really does make sense. So I'm going to put my alert just in case I do want to get back in that trade. We live trade, baby. We live trade. So that's take profit 1. Take profit 2. We have some liquidity resting within here. So, I mean, we could even take it further. You know, take profit 2 is going to be a 1 to 8. And if we're actually going to swing this because it barely is 10:18, so we still have London and New York session to go about, we could look for other potential areas. I mean, right away, you know, if you see this big imbalance that still hasn't been played in, we are going to be aware, though, that we did sweep liquidity within this candle move right here. So if anything, we could either take profits or we can, I mean, take partials, not profits yet. So we're going to hold on to the bag. We could see something like that because in the 4 hour, I mean, we do have a structure within a structure. So we have this big drop, which made a lower low. We did come back up for a lower high to then create a lower low. The reason I'm not really looking for this to continue going lower is because of where we're at on the left. So, I mean, you know, you got to look left to get right. We're within this big imbalance, and we already played off of it with this candle here. We didn't, you know, close below to identify or really make a lower low to consider a downtrend. So, I mean, that's really what my eyes are at right now. I'm looking at TP within that zone. If anything, oh, I just see the chat. Let me see the chat. Let me see. How do you move your stop loss after hitting take profit 1? So after hitting take profit 1, let's go in it. So let's say we're in, I got in this twice already. So we'll use my bigger entry. So like, where's it at? Lost in the sauce right here. Okay. We'll use this one right here. Because this is like barely in profits. So like, let's say we're going along. So after we print this new high, we're going to make a higher low. That's just how an uptrend works. Once we hit this new higher high, we're not going to go below this low. If we do, then we're going to go low, mitigate, and then go lower. So the way that I'm looking at it, I would put my stop loss really, if I'm going to protect myself, and I mean, that is the game, capital preservation. You're going to want to set your stop either below here, or you can just move your stop loss kind of like below here, just so you can keep yourself safe, because there is times where it just has like that little FU and it will go down here, but it will continue the trend and go up here, kind of like what happened to UJ, and then I'll go over that a little bit later. But making sure that you pay yourself, bro. That's kind of like the main thing. A lot of people don't pay themselves, and I've heard from my mentor, you can't go broke taking profits. And I mean, you really can't. I mean, if you're gonna take profits once you pass this high. You're gonna see it retrace. That's just what the market does. When you take another high, then you will want to take profits, or you control your stop and just go below this low. So I hope that made sense, bro, because it made sense to me the way I explained it. I feel like I dropped some sauce on that, bro. Yes, sir. Yeah. So I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. If we do break structure, then I mean, we just switch sides. Like I said, we're just gonna adjust to what the markets are giving us. But that's my trade for CJ. If you're not in it, set an alert, and make your way in it. You could actually go safer and go like this. Anything over a 1-4 is anything that I would take. So even this 1-6 right here makes sense. And yeah, just make sure that you pay yourself, because if you don't, you're just gonna play yourself. And we're not here to do that. But next trade, guys, I hope that one made sense. One free play. Yo, I got a couple more. We're gonna go into UJ. So UJ is one that we're also in. So I actually got in this, I think this morning. So one reason I do say to pay yourself is because I was up about, I mean, not that much, but we did make a move above a high. And this is exactly where you're supposed to take profits. Why? Because you will get this big move if you're not in a good position. This is like your mitigation play to go higher. And if it doesn't go higher, then you're just going to drop, right? Because we have a low, a high, a higher low. To me, that's what I see. And then to make a higher high. It would have made sense to take profit here. But again, I wasn't really watching my chart as much as I should have. But it's okay, because we're still in the trade. I always mark my places to take profit as liquidity. I mean, I feel like everybody should, because it just makes sense, So I have my first take profit here. I am looking for a re-entry. So another play for you guys. The way I'm looking for a re-entry really makes sense, because right here, we swept liquidity. Again, if we were going to make that down move, we would have made it during Tokyo session, because this is the JPY. There's a lot of volatility within the JPYs in the Tokyo session. We didn't really make a new low. We consolidated, and then we just broke above right here. So if you know, this is that accumulation. You can see right here. If we do come back into this area, I'm going to look for a buy again, because it just makes sense. It just makes sense. We're following the trend. Some people call it trend trapping. I guess we're trend trapping right now. But overall, I mean, looking at the 15-minute, we made a low. I mean, look, let me just show you guys. I mean, the line graph makes it make sense. Let me take off all my drawings. We swept liquidity right here, right? This was our liquidity. We swept it. We made a high, higher low, and then we popped to the upside. So right away, our point of interest is this right here. Why? Because it was the last push down before it popped up and then made a new structure. So within a 5-minute, you basically just scale in. What do you see? You see this last massive drop, and then you see one big impulsive move upwards. I like using the line graph just because it makes things a lot easier, just for a visual. Again, this is like the, looking to the left, this is where I got in on the first place. But this is the new structure that we're basically dealing with, or have to work with. So again, my usual entries are within the 78, 88, 6. For this one in particular, I don't even think we're going to go that low, just because the JPY correlation is very heavy. I'm going to go ahead and explain the JPY correlation for a couple people that don't know what it is. So if we're looking at the 4-hour with no mess going on, we could see from, what is this, Monday? Hold on one second, fam. All of my things are in the way. Yeah, okay. So this is Monday. If you look like straight down, it will say right there. So Monday, we started going down. We made a low, lower high, lower low. If we look at CAD JPY, we did that exact same thing. Low, lower high, lower low. So we're within this area here. So the reason I don't think we're going to go any lower for our USD JPY is really because on CAD JPY, we're already getting that reaction. If we're going to look at another pair and use that correlation, then we could also see that in Euro JPY. Oh, the wrong one, my bad. Lost in the sauce, fam. Lost in the sauce. In Euro JPY, we already made that move to go higher. So since we did make that move to go higher, it's kind of like less likely that we're gonna go in UJ to go lower. But you know, I'm not a wizard, as much as people say it. I'm not. So what I can see, you know, because the charts are basically gonna tell us what's good. I see liquidity right here. So maybe we do go a little bit lower and get our entry, just because we could have liquidity from within this imbalance right here, and then see our move higher. A little bit less of a play for me, just because I don't really like that it's gonna go lower, and I'm already in CAD JPY in a very good position. Like, yo, we sniped way down here. But again, I mean, if this one does come down for us to play in, then we just go higher. And then that would kind of be good for UJ, just so we can go higher, sweep liquidity, and then take ourselves higher. But I'm already in USD JPY as well. I've been in it since here. It's just been a mind F. I try not to say bad words. Go over EU. Okay, we'll go over EU after this. 1027. All right, yeah, we're gonna run through charts. We're gonna run through charts. Nobody asks questions no more. But drop pairs that you want me to look at, and then I'll see if I can run through them. I think I only have like a couple pairs that I'm looking at right now. But yeah, that's my play for UJ. I'm gonna look for a buy. If anything, you know, a better entry would be anywhere within here in this imbalance right here. And then just to keep us safe, I would put our stop loss right here at this low. Because this low could get swept, even though like it is very close. Just giving it room for spread, because yo, on my broker, spread is dumb. Spread is crazy. Spread is crazy. But yeah, anything over a 1 to 4 is anything I would take. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my alert a little bit higher, just so if this does come into play, we can watch. But that is a UJ play. So we have CAD JPY, possible re-entry. USD JPY, maybe we come for that entry. Euro JPY, so I was just talking about this a little bit earlier. So looking at this structure-wise, we did the exact same thing that that USD JPY and CAD JPY did, because they very much correlate. Looking at this, I did want to go in low. But I just don't think we're gonna get that right now. Also looking at this, you know, if we were gonna continue this downtrend of a high, that's our low, high, low. You know, we didn't really keep this bullish momentum. So right away, I mean, looking for an entry on EJ for a buy, there really isn't anything clear to me except this imbalance that was left behind. But again, if we don't come into this imbalance, then I'm not going to take the entry, just because we did already kind of like play within there. And then we made our move higher. And then we didn't close below. And I know this is a 5-minute. It would make sense to take a 15-minute. But again, you're looking at internal structure to make sure that it does make sense. For me, it's not there, you know, it's not there. Like my entries are a lot lower just because it's better risk to reward. But for this one, it just isn't there. And we're not gonna trade what doesn't make sense. We're not gonna force anything. Only thing we're forcing is a rubber band over what is it, over these hundreds. That's a very good saying. EU. Let's go over EU, fam. So EU, very clean. Yo, this one was really clean. We're actually still floating in this. So looking at what happened on news, I think this was Tuesday during news. So we made our move really higher. Within smaller time frames, we could pretty much see an internal structure. So we had a high and then we had a low that was right here. The reason I got into a sell was really because we didn't continue higher. So what I did from high to low, because I love that fib, I basically got into a position right here. So right in the 7 gate 88.6, all of my entries are going to be like very transparent. That's how I take my entries. And it does make sense. And again, we even saw this last push up before we dropped. And then that was another entry opportunity. So like right here, we got in. This was during news around 9 a.m. today. Yeah, like around 9 a.m. This was news. The reason I didn't move my stop loss on this trade particular was because of news. On other accounts I did, but like on other main accounts I didn't, just because news has that way of just effing you. I'm trying not to say bad words because it's live. I mean, it's being recorded, but hey. Anyways, market structure was basically telling us that we're going lower along with the DXY correlation, and I'll go into that a little bit later. But I mean, we're floating in profits. I know some people were looking for it to go a little bit higher. For me, I just didn't really see anything to tell us to go higher. I did see, this institutional candle to the left, but if you're looking, the way that we're supposed to, if you were looking to get into this buy right here, obviously your stop loss is going to be placed below here. And you have to be aware, the markets are basically looking for stop losses. So if your stop loss is right here for a previous entry, then I mean, it just makes sense for price to come into it, clap your stop loss. And I mean, we do have space to go lower. So for me, it didn't make sense to buy. I was aware of it though. I was making sure, if I am going to be aware, if it is going to buy, then I am going to move my stop loss into profits. I did move my stop loss into profits, but like on the 15-minute, looking at the way we were dropping, we made a new low, lower high, lower low. So for me, my stop loss is above here, and I'm still holding. Yeah. So we did make a new low going below this low, but just the way that we're moving right now, it just makes sense to hold and really have a stop loss above here, because I mean, the structure is going lower. We printed a new lower high and we printed a new lower low. Further plays on this, I don't really have any, just because I'm holding. If I was going to make a prediction or like any other entry, I look at a 4-hour. So like looking at this, I mean, we have a lot of liquidity that is resting below here. All of this wick. Like I said earlier, that is somebody's stop loss. We're essentially targeting stop losses as traders, or the institutions are. So, I mean, it just makes sense for us to hold. We do have good take profit zones within this imbalance, And I mean, that's all we have to work with. We can't really force anything else. Besides that, I mean, being aware that we do have imbalance above here. So that probably won't be an issue until we actually get there, until we actually come above that structure. So I would just have an alert, kind of be ready to see what happens within there. Not really any plays that I would look at, because we are kind of like in a downtrend now. But this also does have to correlate with the DXY. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the DXY right now. Let's see. DXY, we'll move Euro USD to the top, and then DXY, because they move hand in hand. So yesterday, I was with the boys marking up charts. We were looking for a possible reaction for a sell within here. We got exactly that. So that kind of gave us an indication to go for sells within buys within Euro USD. Because again, I was looking at potential market structure to go high, low. We made a new high. My area of interest was right here within this lower high. I thought we were going to go higher. We didn't, right? So we just have to work with what the market gives us. We made a new low, we made a lower high, we made a lower low. So, I mean, that gave us really clear direction on where we're going for the sells. So we just have to basically just be like water and be liquid. Or I don't even know what the saying, but it's something like that. But I mean, we went potentially down, and that's why Euro USD went up. Other than that, I mean, not really much to say on this. We did already play out from, oh, we went too far. Yeah. So looking at Euro, I mean, the DXY, the dollar index, we have this zone right here where I am being aware that we could potentially reverse or have some type of mitigation play. Because we have this last up candle before we shot all the way down. Now, I was looking at it to potentially sell and have like lower lows, but looking at what happened during news, we potentially swept all of this liquidity that was right here. We swept it with this one big wick, and then we broke structure to keep going higher. So, I mean, we have a new high, we have a higher low, and we just printed a new higher high. So for me, if anything, I'm going to be looking for bullish momentum towards the upside. And kind of being aware that Friday is NFP. I mean, I'm really just looking for a bigger time frame. We could see this whole big move that happened on Monday. We had a very big drop. We haven't really came to, you know, rebalance the structure in any type of way. So for me, it's just being aware that we could go higher. We already had our sell within here. If we do break above here, where our next POI is at, then I mean, we're just going to be looking to go higher. So looking at structure, we could go higher, we could go lower, and then go higher. Where I'm keeping my eyes at right now is really within this zone right here. So where the 61.8 is kind of where this big imbalance is at. So what I would do is kind of just put my alerts within that area just to stay aware, because we could come all the way down because it is going to be NFP. And NFP, if you haven't traded NFP, I would say don't trade NFP this Friday. It's just going to be a trip. But that's what I have. So like, I think we're going to continue going upwards on the dollar. So with that being said, Euro USD, I'm still going to continue holding this sell. For GBP USD, there was a really clean sell. I think Caesar even had the same sell that I was looking at. I'm gonna use your AirPods. Oh, now I'm tapped in. Now I'm tapped in. I can't hear nothing now. All right, bet. So what I was looking at was basically a retracement to go back into this area. After this one big wick, I was really trying to get in right here. I didn't really get that entry, but we just took off downwards. I mean, there wasn't really any potential areas for me to get into, just because I mean, I wasn't really looking at this anymore since I got in EU. But the entry was there. I mean, you even had a re-entry if you were gonna take your fib from this high to this new low. I mean, you would have saw that dangerous, that lethal 78.88.6. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it up because I know some people don't have these fib levels. So go ahead, screenshot this real quick. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, we're good. We're good. We're good. But yeah, that's my fib levels. I mean, we did make that low, so we made that drop already. Looking at it now, we'd have to look at a bigger time frame to kind of see what's going on. You know, there's a lot of mess, guys. But what I do on the 4-hour time frame is kind of get potential TP areas. Where I like to take profit is big imbalances, followed by like our institutional candle. So the institutional candle being right here, we have a potential take profit right there, and we have another one up here. So looking at current price action, because we're trying to get into some trades, we're not here to watch the market. We can look at the line chart. We're gonna take the drawings off. We had our high, and then we broke below here. So how I'm looking at it, I'm going to continue with the sells. We did have this one big candle here, which might be a point of interest. And then that's kind of why we have to scale into lower time frames. So, I mean, right here, we never really got that mitigation out of here. Not sure if we're going to go that much higher. I think just for GU, let somebody else take care of it. Not really chart related, but what do the black colors mean in the sniper list? This one? So green means that I'm active inside of the trade. Red is like something that I'm looking at. Orange is something that I'm not fucking with, not messing with. Just because I don't like the color orange. Yellow is something that's ready for me to trade. Pink is something that I have marked up, and ready to go. But I mean, it's just the way I like to look at it. It makes sense to me. I mean, not really any clean entries for GU yet that I see for myself. But I think let Caesar take care of that. Is all I can say. Yeah, we're gonna leave that alone. It is orange for a reason because I did miss my entry way up here. So I mean, it just for me, I'm not really trading that. UCAD. What's the time? 10:40. Damn, this man's a spin. Okay, so looking at UJ, I mean UCAD, this chart was actually from Oscar. So I had my entry way down here because, like I said, guys, I like to shoot for the bottom. I like to net. So what I had was from this low to this high up here, I was looking within this area right here, 78, 88, 6 area for us to retrace. Now, since we did go higher, we were looking for a different point of view because structure really gave us an indication that we're going to go higher. So now we could have deleted that. We could have deleted that. Now we have a new structure from this low to this high. Again, family, 78, 88, 6. That's where our entry was. And I mean, that's where, you know, we took off from. We're up a good amount. I was going to look for a re-entry to see if we could get it. The way I look for re-entries off of the plays that already played out, I'm going to show you guys. So let's say we didn't get into this trade right here at the 78, 88, 6. We would delete that, and now we have a new range that we're playing with. From this low to potentially this high, because again, we're looking for a re-entry. We want to look within as low as we can get. So again, I mean, this one didn't really play out. It didn't really come as low as I would want to, so I didn't take the trade. I mean, it's kind of good not to force a trade because, you know, hey, if you force that trade, you're gonna get mad when it doesn't play out. And I've been there before, so not even gonna steer you in the wrong direction. Other than that, I mean, I just think we're gonna go higher on here. Our entry was typically right here. What I am looking for though is a good sell within here. Because this was a previous entry that we took for us to go way lower. It would make sense to see some reaccumulation within here. Because we do have a big institutional candle followed by some imbalance. I mean, if you watch the boot camp, which I suggest you do watch the boot camp, you would know this is like a perfect entry. But again, the markets are going to do whatever they want. So, I mean, just being aware and being in that area is going to be really good for us to look at. So I have my sell within here. I have my alert just in case I don't want to get into the trade. Have it a little bit like right there. But this is a trade idea that I will be taking if it does come in today. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. I mean, this one really played out of here. Yeah, I mean, that's really all I'm looking at. I wouldn't really create a new range from like this low to this high over here. Just because right here we have a range that's a high, a higher low, and a higher high. This could be considered internal liquidity, but I just rather not play it since we're already taking off. Really looking for sells if we do get that, but mark up something on NBC. Right, bet. We'll keep that on. I'll actually go into a NAS play. So this guy Jonathan that's right next to me actually took this trade right here. So we could see we made a new low. This was kind of like distribution. So what we saw is essentially price goes down, create liquidity within here, make a new low, and then this was news again. No, this wasn't news. I think this was like, yeah, that was just a random wick. That was just a random wick. But one of the boys, he got in like here. He had a stop loss above. Yo, if you're in the exclusive group chat, this is what that guy is in. He's like in something like that. What I'm looking for indices myself, looking at the 4 hour, really going into a bigger time frame. I just think we're gonna continue lower. Really to come into this point of interest. I don't really see anything else that catches my eye. Just because we have imbalance within here, we have our institutional candle within here. Maybe we could get a potential sell again if we are gonna rally upwards and then come lower. But for me, I don't really see any plays. You're gonna have to ask Caesar on that. Yeah, I mean, even 1 hour, it just there's nothing really going on. You know, we do have this structure right here, which we didn't really close below the low. But again, I mean, we have very big drop. So for me, I'm just really staying away from Nas. I think yeah, I'm putting it orange. I think US 30 might be ready. Might be my last place now. We won't be here for much longer. Oh yeah, I was actually in a cell around here. When was this? I think I got in it on Monday. So this play right here. But we ended up going higher. We went low. I mean, we do have liquidity that's resting below here. So I would say maybe if we do get a retracement back into this area in here that we never really mitigated, anywhere within there, I would see potential sells. Right now, I don't really see any place for myself. I would have to like go into the rabbit hole. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really see anything that I could play off of. And I did get clapped earlier. I'm gonna keep it very transparent. I got clapped because I was trying to buy. And the thing is, I could have waited a little bit lower because this was my original point of interest. This is your last drop before you go up. Yeah, your last drop before you go up and break structure. So it would have made more sense to take a buy anywhere within here, stop loss, and then take profit higher. But again, I mean, you know, you win some, you lose some. I keep my L's on there just so I can learn from them. But that is pretty much it for me, family. I don't have an Instagram right now. Any account is a fake, and I'm sorry for that. Yo, there's this guy that actually commented on a fake account, and he was like, "You scammer," and I was like, "Bro, I don't even have an account. Like, who did you talk to? That was probably like Clevin. It wasn't Kevin. It was Clevin." We're looking at JPY correlation. With CJ, how we're already buying. Let me actually check my phone. Oh yeah, we up, yeah. Looking at CJ, how we made that move already to the new high or towards the uptrend. 5 minute, you know, we can go into the rabbit hole and see what's going on. Kind of looking at structure, we already broke this high right here. And then once we did break the high from low to high, we put a retracement. It went into the 78.88.6. So for this one, I would be looking for a re-entry if possible. Like I said, I'll go over how I get my re-entries. Probably like a 3 minute. Nah, not really anything clear, not gonna lie. I don't want to force anything, like I said. I don't want nobody to be mad at me for losing money. It's not what I do. We don't lose money over here. We do see this kind of interesting candle where it's like we closed and then right away we bought up because you could see right here, you know, a closed candle and then an open candle straight going up. So maybe that's the point of interest that I would keep my eyes on, just to see if we do clap that. Because again, I mean, institutions buy and sell right away. So we can look at that as liquidity. If it does come that low, that's essentially where I'm gonna take my next entry. So I would take it right there. Stop loss. We're gonna keep it safe. Give it some room. Give it some room. 5, 5. That's pretty much it. 15 minute. We're gonna take a look for potential take profits. I mean, you see, let me see, what do you see? I mean, I see it, you know, this high right here. I wouldn't really consider it a liquidity sweep because you know how it does have these sweeps right here, and it has one high, and then it slowly moved downward. So it didn't really give that big push down as an institutional candle would. So that's kind of how I see it. And I mean, you know, we could take profit one right there. Again, I mean, I was looking for right here. Yeah, this is a crazy one because I was gonna sell, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna buy. And I was on the wrong side, and it just happened like that. It just happened. Like I said, I keep my L's because I learned from them at the end of the week. But seeing as you know, we have liquidity that was still resting up here, and they got swept, and we do have some potential upside momentum. First take profit is going to be right here for a 1 to 7. We could hold all the way up to right here for a 1 to 22. We're gonna shoot. We can shoot right there within this imbalance right here. For a 1 to 31. And yo, this is all you need right here. So I'm gonna make a way where we don't get clapped out. So I'm gonna move my stop loss a little bit lower. I'll do it to 950. Somebody just broke a glass. And everybody's looking at me. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a buy within here. But that is it for me, family. I feel like I've been yelling at everybody for a fat minute, so I am done. Is there any other chart that you guys want me to look at? If not, then I'll go ahead and pass it back to Steve, to God, and let him wrap it up. Unless, yo, Caesar, actually, do you have any markups for GU?
I am gonna hold you, bro. I have ever since this morning, like I haven't even looked right back at charts yet. I was gonna use this time to go ahead and look at charts. I was gonna go over SPX and GU just because those are really my two babies from today. And you know, they played me, so I'm definitely looking to get back in on them, especially with NFP on Friday.
Okay. Okay, so fam, I'm gonna tell you guys, put your alert a little bit higher. 163.095. Stay woke on that level. Is that what people call it? That level? That area, that area. Stay woke on that area because it does have liquidity within here. I mean, we see a lot of lows right there. So that would be clean if we do come back into this candle. If we don't, then we just take off. And whoever is in CAD JPY is gonna be up a fat bag because yo, we're holding that for a while. Yeah. But that's it, fam. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to you, C's. It was an honor coming back to Money Heist. Yo, Money Heist is where it's at, family. Tap in next Wednesday. I'll see y'all there. I'm gonna go ahead and pass it back to you, bro.
Yo, Kev.
How do I actually make you host again, bro?
Oh no, I got it. Don't you worry. I got the powers. Don't you worry. No te preocupes away.
But
Yo, family. If y'all went ahead and got some value, got some knowledge, just all around got some sauce from the GOAT, from my mentor, the guru, right? Yo, let's drop some money signs in the chat, show some appreciation to the boy, the GOAT, Kev. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm baffled, and you best believe right after this, I'm gonna be a little selfish with the recording. I'm gonna go ahead and rewatch it while it's uploading to YouTube so we can share it. Like, yo, y'all don't understand. I needed this call. I don't know how y'all feel, but I genuinely needed this call. So, Kev, from the bottom of my heart, bro, thank you for always showing up and showing out. And low-key, like, I'm a little mad, bro, because now I gotta go ahead and try to like compete with you, right? My charts gotta compete with you, my explanations gotta compete. Like, feel me? There's a bar. You raise it. Meanwhile, my little ass got like, you know, like that little brother who keeps swinging for the football and you just hold it above me like, All right, cool. Real quick, family. Let me get into it. And then we're gonna let you get out of here. Y'all can see my chart, right? Yeah, you can. So this was SPX that was caught this morning. Pretty much looking at New York session. Now, two things, right? One was the 10 o'clock news. And shout out to Ice because he was on with me. He was really asking me why I went ahead and got in around the 10 o'clock news. Now, all honesty, right? We really understood from a fundamental standpoint. I'm gonna go ahead, put the chat box over here. Any questions, any comments, just any remarks, you let me know. What went ahead and happened over here, right, is we literally have, let me hide my drawings, right? We literally had, well, you know, New York Open is going to go ahead and be 9:30. So, right, this candle right here. So, understanding what happened previously is we're clearly in a downtrend, right? No ifs, ands, or questions about that, right? So, understanding the most fundamental way of looking at Wyckoff or smart money is we went ahead as a downtrend. Okay, we should be looking for sells, then follow the trend. We went ahead and expanded, consolidated, created equal lows to be swept at some point, but also equal highs, right? So price came up, we expanded, we consolidated, we reversed, creating the manipulation, really just, and honestly, it's gonna, really just going ahead and mitigating our first area. Then what do? We significantly dropped right? Sweeping that second set of liquidity. So now we understand market has given us all 4 clear phases of the market in the most simplest terms, right? So this one was just a higher risk, right? Institutional candle, bit of an imbalance, right? I'm just understanding smaller time frames, right? Knowing the personality of SPX, that's my baby, right? So got the first trade in here. Now, like Kev says, once price will break the range, we can look for a clear re-entry. Now you can fib it out. What I like to do is I look for key areas of imbalance and, just pretty much always reverting back to bounce back. Phase 3 called sniper entries by Iffy or V for Valentino, pretty much understanding that this was my institutional candle, right? The last point that price naturally moved up before being manipulated down, right? So this candle to me had significant meaning. So what did I do? I went ahead and caught, so this was first entry right there, right? Second entry being just the body of the 5-minute candle, stop loss above the high, right? And we went ahead and we started to write it down. So my aim originally was to go ahead and take this from that stamp. Oh, there it is. Right. I was going to go ahead and take it from, where was they were like right here, I think, right? I want to take it to this daily candle. So really just see that bad boy drop. Yeah, literally, right? Aiming for about, what was it? I don't know. It was aiming for a good amount. Like I think like a 19-1 or a 45-1. 19-1, 36-1, right? And Kev, I actually have a question, bro. Like genuinely student mode. Bro, so here's my trail stop loss, right? Following the market to a T, right? Just understanding high, low, retracement high, low, retracement high, break a structure, new lower low. Should I have waited for a certain time or area since it's indices, right? Because my stop loss being here obviously got tagged out, no longer in this trade. I'm looking for a new reentry. Gonna find it tomorrow. But was I trailing too aggressive, too early, or is just like, hey, the markets, man, it is what it is.
So on this one particular, it didn't really make a low until like here or actually here. And this is kind of like your lower high or how I see it. But then again, the markets are very unexpected where they just do this big push up. So there wasn't really a place to like actually trail stop loss. This was actually a good place. But again, sometimes the markets just want to do what it does and F you. Like that guy said, it made a big F you candle. And it really did.
Swear. No, it is what it is. But all right, cool. Appreciate you, Kevin. I always look for your insight. But yeah, no, family side is what it is, right? At the end of the day, we should never be attached to the outcome. We should be attached to our trading plan, right? Because that's, you could ask me, you could ask Kevin, you could ask really anybody who is a guru or a mentor in this trading space. The most profitable traders are not the ones who smack TP the most necessarily. It's the one who is consistently following their trading plan to a T, right? So that was SPX, the reason why I went ahead and took this trade. Honestly, looking for a re-entry, nothing really too clear cut. What I'm going to be looking for really would just be like an institutional movement up with a following imbalance, right? So this is kind of just like normal order flow down, not really too worried about this one. So GU as well, because this is what I went ahead and called here. I did not get in it. I did not. So pretty much reason why I did not get in it was, although price what made a lot of sense for me to get in, I don't solely rely on the actual Forex pair when taking a trade, right? So trading US dollar pairs, I will naturally go ahead and look at the Dixie or the DXY before trading the US pair, the correlating US pairs, right? Mainly because if the dollar is bullish or bearish, that should be a big, huge momentum movement for the USD pairs. So it doesn't really matter, and understanding that, price can be manipulated or set up in a way where we become liquidity. It doesn't really matter to me, at least, what the correlating USD pairs are, right? GU, EU, UJ, UCAD, whatever. What matters to me most is the DXY and then finding the pairs that correlate with it, right? So at the time, I understood that DXY could be bullish, right, going up, but in the moment when this trade was about to take place, quite frankly, it was the 10 o'clock news that was this morning right there, right? I understood that price had more room to get lower, so I actually anticipated originally was for price to go ahead, tink above, give you the FU movement, then proceed to move low, right? Maybe give us a clean re-entry so we can go ahead and start tagging him or stacking in some sell orders right at the lower high movements. And what happened, price went ahead, entered us perfectly in. And I feel like I should actually explain why I had my entry there. Right, literally just tagged this in perfectly and then proceeded to drop pretty significantly. So that was what was happening. I'm gonna explain why I got in, but let me see if I can find a re-entry. Honestly, there's like no real imbalance or so we understand order flow. Let's just go ahead and dang. Right. Here's the high, low, highest high. Highest point in the market. Until this is broken in my eyes, we are truly bullish, right? So high to the low, high to the low, high, boom. Break a structure low, right? We are now bearish. We broke the lowest point that created the highest point, right? That was a trading range. Everything in between was just inner range liquidity or inner range noise, right? So price broke below, we came up, mitigated, right? That lower time frame entry, sniped us in. And so now this is the point of the market that is the high down to the low point of the market, which is the low. So all this, quite frankly, is just inner range noise. But I do, however, seen on the 4-hour, I like how price, after consolidating pretty stagnantly, retraced up, maybe mitigate something, maybe swept something, but then manipulated drop, right? Imbalance. You have to remember the whole point of an imbalance is what? Price manipulation. What is price manipulation? That is literally the footsteps of the banks moving price, right? So looking at this key area, this could be something very significant. Let me check the 4-hour. It wouldn't be bad. This wouldn't be too bad of a re-entry for no. Let me move the chat. Yeah, this wouldn't be too bad of an entry, or just to look for a re-entry on GU to continue lower. In all honesty, I'm pretty much am going to continue to sell GU lower down to about the 4-hour area, just because here price can literally do one of two things, right? Thursday, price could be pushed way down deeper for NFP on Friday to push above, right? Giving dollar, what the, get, stop. There we go. Whew. All right, so we can go ahead and get that bearish momentum from the dollar, and I'll actually show you that one real quick, and I'll let you guys go. I appreciate all y'all stay tuned in, tapped in, and locked in with the boys. That's GU, Dixie. Cool. 4-hour. Right, so pretty much looking for a re-entry into this 4-hour POI before we can go ahead and just continue to follow, in my opinion, bearish order flow, right? So my prediction, in all honesty, is going to be Thursday high into Friday NFP dead, right, into the next week. So if that's going to be the dollar, I understand we're going to be buying before selling, then, right, DXY is going to be gaining power, forcing G to drop before losing power, forcing it to buy, right? So that's pretty much what I'm kind of expecting and looking for. Now, also understanding, you know, we do have liquidity, we do have more imbalance that does need to be fulfilled on a higher time frame, right? It's just making a whole lot of sense. So as of right now, as this stands, right, there's no clear re-entry on the 4-hour. However, the 1-hour does show an interesting POI around the price levels of 24,590, right? So send alert, you know, honestly, for me personally, I don't trade London. I only trade within, you know, New York session time. So I'm gonna go ahead and wait for tomorrow, get my snipes, and really take the market, honestly, hopefully from here, what would this be? All the way down for about 150 pips. That'd be pretty solid, right? Go ahead and pass the challenge. So family, my family, it is now midnight 04. I appreciate every single one of y'all. We started off with 28 students strong, finishing off with 16 dedicated locked-in students ready to be on the road towards touching their first funded account or stacking up multiple funded accounts, right? That max allocation. So, yo, I appreciate every single one of y'all for consistently tuning in, tapping in, and being locked in side by side with me, because these calls, I promise you, would not be happening if it wasn't for you guys tuning in and tuning out. So family, if y'all got some value, make sure to spread the word. Be ready for next week, because we already know we're going to come back at it like some crack addicts. And I appreciate every single one of you, again, from the bottom of my heart, for making these calls continuously happen. So as always, family, stay patient, stay disciplined, and let the gains come, or they'll come. But y'all know, it's your boy, C's the God, tuning out. Appreciate y'all. Have a good night. Peace.